Hey everyone, Scott here. So I want to give all the investors out there a little bit of an update of what's going on with interest rates. Now, this is very curious and interesting because the National Australia Bank have just dropped their 3-year fixed interest rate by 0.6%. Now, that is more than 2 rate drops, 0.25, 0.25, 0.5. So what does this mean? Why would NAB drop it? Well, banks would only do this if they are forecasting that over that 3-year term, the variable rate is likely to be less than the fixed rate. That's actually how they make money. They can also do it to attract market share because a lot of people that may be worried about a hike in interest rates by the RBA come August. In fact, there's a 25% factor in the markets that are saying that there will be a rate hike of 0.25% in August, which will affect everyone in the economy. It's going to push a lot of people over the edge. It won't crash the property market. It may slow it down a little, take a little bit of steam out of it, but still there's too much immigration. There's too much lack of supply. In fact, we're at a 15-year low in the number of approvals that we've got. We're not getting out of this hole of rental increases and price increases anytime soon. There's just not enough supply. I'm on the ground. I talk to the builders, the developers, all the people that are bringing new property onto the market, and there's just not enough coming through. There's a lot of government red tape. There's a lot of costs involved in doing it. There's some uncertainty in the market. There are problems with valuations and valuers and what they're doing. And so we're just not going to see that supply. We're not going to see the supply fixed for at least 7 years is my best estimate at this time. So guys, NAB have dropped their 3-year fixed rate by 0.6%. In fact, they've dropped all their fixed rates. I expect some of the banks to make a move on that in the next week or two. They'll probably run some numbers and see why NAB did this. Do they also want to follow? Some will likely follow. Because it's a really big, bold move in the market. It's the equivalent of seeing a $50,000 Toyota just discounted to like $37,000, and then all the other cars in that class still at 50 grand. You're left high and dry because the Toyota now is 37,000. It's that big of a drop, and it can have a really big impact on the market. So August is going to be interesting. We'll hear from the RBA what they're going to do. They're going to look at the inflation numbers, but they've got to decide the lesser of two evils: unemployment and economic growth. Economic growth is basically zero, almost at a recession or almost going backwards. Really, it's government spending. If you take the government spending out, you take the NDIS spending out, if we didn't have that, we would definitely be in recession. So the government spending is making up a bigger share of our economic growth at this time, a bigger growth of GDP, a bigger part of GDP. So guys, what's likely for interest rates? We're not going to see an interest rate drop probably until the first quarter of 2025. We may in fact see one rate increase of 0.25. Okay, we may actually see that this year. If we do, we've just had the tax cuts coming the 1st of July. So most people are going to lose that money on the interest rates, but gain them on the tax cuts. It's going to have a little bit of a neutral impact on most households, but there will be some households that will be negatively impacted. What does it mean for house prices? Nothing much really. The big rally in prices are going to come when we have 1, 2, 3 rate cuts. That rally now is not likely to happen until first quarter of next year. So get in now while it's achievable. Take care, guys.